6:30, and it is Monday, May 24th, the workshop meeting for the Jordan Public School District, and this is a night of celebration. We are here to celebrate and honor our retirees tonight, as well as our speech and wrestling state competitors. And then after following the celebration of these wonderful people behind us, then we'll be doing a walking tour of the whole property, so grounds and buildings. So with that, we will start with our 2021 Retiree Recognition, and I will turn it over to Superintendent Evenson.
All right, welcome everyone. We're very excited to have our honorees here this evening. Tonight, we will call up our retirees one at a time, and we're going to say all kinds of fun things about you, no pressure. And we're going to start with Diane. Diane Hess, come on up. Woo! Right up here. And Diane, I was so blessed to be able to teach with you back when I was a lot younger and at Jordan Elementary, and I'm just grateful that I had that opportunity. I actually can't even imagine the Media Center without Diane in the Media Center, so just phenomenal. So, and I know Melissa is here. Melissa is going to come up and say some things, and then we'll give you a chance too.
This is what Diane does. She works behind the scenes to make our school and lives better than we were before. Whether it's at school serving on various committees, helping with scheduling, cleaning out the art room to make sure a new colleague has a special place to start her career at JPS as our new art teacher, or passing out trees to our kindergarten students as a member of the Jordan Lions, Diane is there working harder than most of us combined, while being the quiet and humble leader we have all come to know. Diane has also become a friend over the years, sharing her personal journeys and words of wisdom and among sisters. I am truly going to miss her and all that she has done for our JPS school community. Thanks for all of your time, love, and devotion to her.
If you wanted to say anything, you are welcome to, and I know the board would like to. Yes.
I'll just keep it short. I'm glad I went first because you never want to follow the funny guy. Shows up here from us. And I know you say you can't imagine the media center without me. It's hard for me to imagine my life without school, without the media center. I've actually worked in schools since I graduated from high school in district offices, counseling, authority, and I moved to the media center, which is where it's been a wonderful career. Because I have worked in district offices, I know how much work you all do. I used to see the board packets go out. I know you don't used to get board packets, but I was always amazed and thought, these people actually come home to work in this? That's crazy. But I've always been very appreciative. I've worked under great leadership. I thank my lucky star, Mr. Franco, who hired me at the variance because I had a speech theater education major and I had acting. I'm grateful for teaching. I think right now the school is in great hands. I think thank you for this, for all this. It's been a wonderful day, and I'll miss it horribly, but whatever's out there is coming to this
Yeah.
Thank you all.
So this is an opportunity for the board to chime in, so I'll just start by saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Working with you on Meet and Confer, and one of my favorite things that I've done with you is during reading week, coming in and reading to the kiddos, and working with you on that has just been touched my heart. And you have touched so many little people's hearts and their families, and just thank you from the bottom of our heart. And we wish you the best in retirement, and I'll pass it on. So.
I certainly echo that. It was interesting telling my two boys that you were retiring and the shock on their face. And people do that. Thank you for everything.
Same. My kids had the same shock that, oh my gosh, Miss Hess is leaving. And then also, I mean, just thank you for everything that you did. I mean, I know you started the birthday book program, and that was when my kids were there, and they super enjoyed that. And just everything that you have done. And, you know, just on a personal note, I appreciate, you know, there was a couple of times you were there for me, and I really appreciated that. And so we're going to miss you, and you have done an amazing job. Big shoes to fill. Thank you.
And I'm so proud that you are an alumni also of Jordan. That makes me proud that you have given back to our community. And I know that you'll grow beautiful gardens, and you and Chris will have butterflies all over the place. So good luck to you, my dear.
I just want to wish you luck in your retirement and this next chapter of your life. I remember working very closely with you on the PTA and you PTO, whenever we flip-flop between, and you were just so helpful. And I too remember the birthday book club, and my kids just loved you. So thank you very much.
I echo what everyone else says, and I, like, on a personal note, all my three boys were fortunate to be able to work with you, and you know what you've done with these kids. And the most fun thing would be conferences, and they'd run out of conferences to go get their books, you know, at the book fair, and you know, and the programs that you've done and working with the teachers and having them, you know, my boys would always pick out the books for the classrooms as well. And I just thank you so much for all you've done and wish you the best.
So I have a current second grader who has all week been telling me, can you believe this happened to me? So she was very heartbroken about it, but we wish you the best of luck.
And Diane, I'm here on the board. We have a certificate of appreciation on retirement. Diane started in 1990, so that's a bit of a time here. And then a picture of way back in your days. Thank you so much. Other careers that you have where you're in for Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, next up, we do have Mr. Klatt. If Mr. Joe Klatt would please join us in the front of the room. I will say, my goodness. So when I started teaching at Jordan Elementary, Joe was one of the first people to stop by my room, and he probably doesn't even remember it, but just to welcome me and make sure I had what I needed and tell a joke, make me laugh, and just make me feel like everything was going to be great from then on forward. And he's just that person. This year we had such a significant need to figure out how to do this online thing for our little kids. And you jumped right in for us and were incredible. And we are so eternally grateful for that. We would get emails from parents that would say, best year ever, Mr. Klatt's the greatest. So we are just very grateful for that. So just congratulations. And I know Melissa's going to come up and say a bunch of stuff too that'll you're going to love. So.
Joe Klatt. What can we say about Joe? There's so much to say. I don't have enough time to go into all of the fun stories. Joe has left a lasting impression on students, families, and staff members in his time at JES. As a first grade teacher, he made students laugh and enjoy learning how to read through his lyrical songs and poems that he taught students while playing the guitar in his classroom. He didn't like being in the spotlight when it came to adults witnessing those songs and chants and poems. So if you were able to get a glimpse of him or were in the room to experience the music, consider yourself the lucky ones. Joe had very high expectations for his students when it came to academics and just learning about life. However, if you know Joe, you know he's a softie and a huge teddy bear when it comes to the kids, and most of the time, they had him wrapped around their little fingers. Joe was also our head meteorologist at JES, and if you ever wanted to know what the weather was going to be like for the day, especially if snow was in the forecast, just ask Joe. If I had $1 for each time Joe would ask if we're going to have a late start, an early release, or a full day off from school, I'd be able to take a nice vacation to a warm destination. Joe also led many of our fantasy football and March Madness staff events, which always brought out the kid in Joe even more during those special times of the year. I'm going to miss you, Joe. All the joy, laughter, and yes, even some tears we've shared over the years. I wish you well and hope you enjoy your retirement, unless I can talk you into coming back to sub. We've already had that conversation over there. I do have a reading corps position open, though. I also know you do have a phone now, which for the longest time, if you know Joe, he was a holdout. And surprisingly enough, he also has a Facebook page, which I never thought was going to happen. So I know where to find you. Thanks for your years of service, Joe, and for positively impacting the lives of so many students and staff.
Thanks for your support, Melissa. We already had a talk about it, and I've encouraged the kids not to go into education because guess what? The snow days are a thing of the past. I mean, there'll never be another snow day. That's wrong. I'm serious too. So I want to thank the board really for the incentive that you guys offered. It allowed me to go this year. I think it's beneficial for everybody, for the district, for me, possibly not my wife, but so thank you for that. I also wanted to thank Joe Banco for hiring me years ago, and I think the board might even appreciate the job he did hiring because he also hired Tammy Randolph and Greg Deedle that year too. So thank you, Joe Banco. I actually really appreciate it. Interestingly, my lovely family's back there, Kathy, Laura, and Anna, And interestingly, 16 years ago today, it's called the Gotcha Day. We were in Wuhan 16 years ago today. And I just, and my other lovely daughter was in November, 2 years later, but that's not why I'm bringing it up. I want to say thank you, Larry Kozlerich, for just, and I just start crying. He was so, he went above and beyond with my family. So thanks, Larry. And then really, gosh, I just seeing these people here that I worked with, it's just, I'm going to miss them. I mean, going to miss them, and I'm going to miss the kids. I'll miss nothing else. That's it.
Oh, that's a tough act to follow. Oh my gosh. Well, I can appreciate your Gotcha Day because we have 3 Gotcha kids too. So God bless you kids back there. Very special. And none of my Gotcha kids had the opportunity to be in your class, I don't think. But my Gotcha daughter got to be your para, and I understand that we better not talk about that because you may have gotten into some mischief. Yeah, she's fun. But it's been phenomenal having you in the district, and you've touched so many lives. Just thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you to the community, too. I forgot to thank the community. Thanks to every job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your service to the schools. It's appreciated.
Thank you, Joe. I mean, we're going to miss your laughter, your jokes, everything about you. I mean, you have, I know my kids also were, I'm going to say this every single time for every person who's up here, but they were all like, no, all these people are leaving. So, but thank you very much. I just think you've done an amazing job, and I'm glad for you that you're going to be able to do what you want to do. But I am sad for our district that we're going to lose you as well.
Joe, thank you for your passion. I can see your passion and your love, and I'm a Gotcha mom too. So, Curry also. So I think we have a camaraderie here. But every time you touch a life, especially a little person, you can walk away, but they're going to remember your love for snow days. So hopefully some way we'll be able to figure out the love of that snow day. So I hope you enjoy a lot of snow days. Thank you.
I want to wish you luck in your retirement and your retirement, and I want to thank you for being my daughter's first grade teacher. You are absolutely the best, and she remembers the limericks and the songs and how much fun you made learning. So thank you and congratulations.
I wish you the best of luck in retirement. And none of my boys had you as a teacher, but they would always come home and say, guess what happened to Mr. Class today? Guess what went on there? So you were the class that everyone wanted to be in, even if they weren't. But I wish you all the best.
I was fortunate to have 2 of my kids with me in class, and Malachi loved first grade because he made it fun and enjoyable for a kid who doesn't love school all the time. So, and Peyton, she got gypped. She only got here for half a year last year, and that was heartbreaking for her. But she loved reading time. She loved it when you brought your daughters on for one of the Zoom calls, and she was able to read to your daughters, and she thought that was such a blessing. So, thank you for being here.
Certificate on behalf of the Board of Education. That's before and after there. There you are.
All right, our next retiree is Mark Sokol, and Mark was unable to join us tonight, but I just would like to recognize Mark had such a great impact in the short time he was with our district. People were absolutely just saddened and surprised when he, chose to, do a retirement, and he will be missed. And so I do have Tim and Melissa that would like to say a few words about Mark.
I'm sure Tim would wholeheartedly agree with this. It's not very often you find a great custodian who wants to work the night shift, which includes a lot of the cleaning from a full day of school. And if you've been in an elementary school at the end of the day, you know how crazy the classrooms look and the hallways and the bathrooms. So for him to be able to love his job and doing what he did is amazing. Mark always went about his work in such a positive manner. The best memory I have of him is when you'd be walking around the building at the end of the school day and you would hear 80s music playing in the hallway. And you're like, okay, if I just follow that music, I'll find where Mark is at. Because he was a big lover of music. He always had it on his cart as he was cleaning his area. So it just was so reassuring because I got to join in and humming all the tunes I grew up on and loved as a teenager. Mark will be greatly missed, yet I'm also so happy for him to in his retirement. He talked with me about he's going to be able to retire along with his wife, and at the same time, they're also expecting their first grandbaby. So that'll be really nice for them to be able to enjoy that time with their families. So best of luck and blessings to Mark and his family.
Yeah, Melissa stole my spotlight on the KQRS because he had that on all the time. And I think the last time we did a building tour, we walked in and I was ahead of you guys and he's like, do I need to turn it down? And I'm like, no. I said, you're doing your job. Just keep doing it. He was a really good worker. He always, there was times you could move him to a different building. He liked the challenge. He liked to do something different. I'll miss him. He did a good job for us. Thanks.
Well, it sounds like he was a great team player. One of the things, like he was an absolutely great team player. And so we just have a plaque for him. And so your team player was 50 years. And that's also a plaque. On behalf of the board, thank you.
Okay, Stereo, you're up next. So I first met Terry when I taught her boys. Oh, the sweetest little guys. So they really were. And so it was just so fun to get to know you and Todd and your beautiful boys. And you're just people I always remembered and just always cheered on your family and your sons because they're just literally wonderful people. And that doesn't happen by accident. So really proud to know you. I was just ecstatic when I walked into JES and saw your smiling face first thing coming into the office. It felt so comforting, and we just really appreciate you. You're just the face of that office, and everyone is so appreciative that you can be so helpful and kind and supportive and a listener, and we just can count on you. So I'm grateful and wish you all the best.
So when I saw Terry walking up to my office door, oh gosh, it was about a month or two ago, and she said, I have to go to a meeting with my financial advisor. I kind of knew what it was, but I jokingly said, please don't think about retirement. And here we are today. Where do I begin in talking about one of the office gals? It's so great that one of our other office gals is here as well. Terry is one of those gals. She's my right arm, one of the wisest people I know, and who has sometimes been like a second mom to me. I don't have enough time to share everything about Terry tonight. Like Diane, Terry does a ton of work behind the scenes and never asks for any recognition. She does a ton of stuff for our school, for her family, her friends, for LLS, an organization that's near and dear to her heart. Terry is one of the hardest workers I know, and she does it because it was how she was raised, and it's just what you do in your job and in life. Terry and I hit it off right from the start when I joined JES 8 years ago with having that similar work ethic we got from our parents and also our shared love of baseball. It seemed like any time I needed anything done for school, for staff, for students or families, or for even myself, it's like she read my mind and either already had it done or had things ready to go with just my blessing needed to execute things. However, what I remember most about Terry is her perseverance, her caring attitude towards others, often when challenges arose, and her ability to see God's work at hand and letting him work through her in times of need. Terry has faced many challenges in the past 5 years, and through it all, she's held on to the hope that she will get through it and that God has an overall plan that is bigger and better than anything we can imagine. Todd continues to live on in Terry, her boys, and now her grandson, Augie. We are so lucky that Terry shared Todd's journey and battle with cancer by encouraging us to support LLS and to learn to appreciate the small things in life. Personally, I've had one of the more challenging times in my life this past year. I wouldn't have been able to have managed through much of it without her support, her words of wisdom, and a reminder that God has a plan for each of us. Thanks for a great run, Terry. I wish you the best in your retirement and can't wait to hear about your many new adventures and special memories you will continue to make with Ty, Ingrid, TJ, Tanner, Hannah, Augie, and of course the dogs. Remember, Bernie is walking you, and you're just along for the ride. Enjoy it all, and know you'll always be in our hearts.
All right, so I had to be the last one to follow Joe. Oh, great. No, thank you so much, everyone. I do appreciate given the opportunity. I think it's common theme. Joe Banco actually gave me the opportunity also. I was working in preschool and he saw me in the hallway and he goes, you know what, I think you'd be really good in our office. I go, really? He goes, yeah. So, okay, we'll give it a shot. And now, over 20 years later, here I am. But Jordan Public Schools have been so supportive to my family and myself through our ups and downs. And it felt like a family to me, and I don't know, we needed that support. I truly do believe God has a plan, and I think his plan is for me to branch out and do something else and give somebody else an opportunity to be in the elementary office. You know, I can't follow up, Joe. Joe, I don't have any good jokes, but that I'm gonna miss everyone. I really, really am. I won't be a stranger. I'll be around. I don't live that far away. So anyway, again, thank you so much for all the opportunities. I appreciate it.
Oh, so Terry, I loved when I would stop in the office. You always had the answers to whatever I needed, and more than anything, I will treasure our chuckles over some conversations we had in your office. And yes, we know what we're talking about. And truly thank you. You have been just a rock for this district, and we appreciate everything you've done, and we wish you nothing but the best in the future. So bless you.
Yes, Renee said it. I think you're the face of JES as far as my kids are concerned, and thank you so much for everything you've done, and look forward to seeing you around the community.
Yes.
Terry, I remember, I haven't been in the elementary much because my kids are growing and you know, not in the elementary anymore, so I don't get there very often, but when I would go there and volunteer, if ever I had any questions, I knew who to ask. You and Shelley were always the ones that knew everything and knew exactly you would help me, like when I couldn't figure out the copier or whatever. And I really appreciate it. And again, like, you know, I told you earlier, my kids were both like, yeah, not Miss Terry, and now, you know, Miss Shelley's done it. Nobody, we're going to know nobody then. And, you know, you have been a rock to so many kids and just been just that calm person, just to be able to be there to comfort kids and just be there for them. And I'm guessing probably teachers as well. So, and I appreciate everything you have done. So thank you so much. We're going to miss you terribly, but like you said, you're not too far away, so hopefully we'll see you.
I also appreciate your smile in the office and also for bringing the Oaks legacy name and to our community because you've shared your talents as family members and created the love of the athletic department. So thank you for that and good luck in everything you're going to do in the future.
I just want to wish you the best in your retirement. I also want to add that today, I don't know if retirement is going to suit you well because you are like glowing and you look absolutely beautiful today. But you will be missed at the elementary school. I know that when I left that building, I completely missed you because you were the go-to girl for anything that we needed help with from a parent perspective, from a PTO perspective, from a volunteering perspective. And you and Shelley, Shelley was there too. They both were the go-to girls for. I'm happy to see her here because I missed her too. So you were just the go-to girls at JES, and I feel bad for the parents that won't get to experience what you two brought to that office. So thank you very much, and best of luck to you.
I agree as well. I'm glad you did bring your partner in crime over there because really, both of you guys were the face, when you walked in and, I had all my 3 boys go through there and going in for lunches with them or anything. You were there and you always had answered and you always greeted everyone with a smile and you're going to be missed. And not only by the kids, but by the teachers, by all the staff. Good luck.
So I really enjoyed the fact growing up in Jordan that when I call, if you can tell me the answer phone, I don't even have to say my last name. And you know who I am, who I'm calling for, what class, and because half the time I forget with all the kids I have. But it's really comforting and it will be missed greatly. So good luck in your training.
Great. If you retirees would like to stay, I think the next thing we'll do is we have one of our speechies is going to give their speech. If you'd want to stay for that, you're welcome to, but if you have other plans going on, do you have to run to a sporting event? You're good? Okay, so we'll do that and then we'll do the awards. Yes, yep.
All right. Well, we're going to start with our winter and spring sports, and then we're going to fall into winter spring activities. We had one individual qualify for the state tournament this winter, and that was Matt Randolph. He cannot be here, but I fully expect for you to honor him here sometime in his high school career. He's got 3 more years of this and is a 3-sport athlete. He is out on the golf course with the JV golf team right now. So he would be here, but he is golfing. I did have a quote from Coach Stoffaker I was going to read, but of course when I'm over here messing with my phone, I deleted that email, so I might need Mr. Klatt to help me find that. I don't know what happened there. But I do have a quote from him from a few weeks into the season that I had him write when Matt was our Athlete of the Week. This is from Coach Gerald Stoffaker. I've known Matt for several years now. One of the things I am most impressed about Matt is his wrestling IQ. He understands situations and matches that I see college wrestlers not understand. Matt is not good by luck or by being a super athlete, but rather his commitment to the sport. I am confident to say Matt out-trains his opponents on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. We are fortunate to have him as part of our young nucleus of wrestlers coming through our program, and I look forward to working with him over the next few years. In the email before I deleted it, went on to say, Matt would be a team player. There were times in dual meets where he would wrestle at 113 when really at state he went at 106. And really it wasn't about him, it was about the team. And so just a great guy, and we're excited to have 3 more years of him. So that is Matt Randolph.
And we do have a certificate for Matt that says wrestling state participant, individual entrant whose endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work that represent the values of our school and community. This is a small token of gratitude to say congratulations And thank you for being a role model to others. And it's signed by our superintendent and on behalf of the board. So we will give that to Mr. Perkel to pass on to Matt.
And
Okay.
next, we will move on to speech, and I am going to stop talking because we have professionals in the building now. Wait, we're on record. I should probably say amateurs, unpaid amateur speech students, not professionals. But fantastic speakers. We have two coaches here, and I'm going to introduce Coach Amy Peters to introduce our state speech participants.
Thank you so much for having us and for allowing me to continue coaching these kids. It's truly an honor and such a blessing every year to get to work with them. Our state meet competitors this year were 4 sophomores and 2 7th graders. So I actually had the honor to coach every single one of them this year. The sophomores I've known for a couple of years now. The 7th graders were brand new to me, but man, did we have a good season. These kids came into a competitive season not knowing how we were going to compete or what it was going to be. The students in duo, which are 4 of them, had to compete via video that they had to record in advance for most of the season. And the other students performed live via Zoom, much like we taught and learned and had meetings throughout the year. It was unprecedented, but they rolled with it. You know, they took on every challenge, whether it was a connection issue or a microphone issue, not getting their spacing right, and they did an amazing job. So it was a wonderful season. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you because this is what they do. They are speakers. So if you guys want to come on up. Trinity is not here today, so I will introduce her. Yeah, all of you. She is a sophomore, and she went to state participating in humorous. The girl can take on 7 different characters and nail them, and you would think there were 7 people in that room with her when it is just her. She's truly amazing. And I will bring up our next group of sophomores.
Hi, my name is Connor Lesky.
I'm Autumn Presser.
We are both sophomores and we're in the category duo interpretation. In duo, it's 2 people performing together, and our speech this year was about domestic violence.
I've been a speech for 3 years and he's been a speech for 4 years.
I'm Cece.
And I'm Sophie.
And we're both in 7th grade.
This year, it's just been amazing getting to do speech and getting to try out a new thing and getting to finally enjoying it.
We're both in duo, we do it together, and we perform extreme pitch first.
It was about like
A reality show that we kind of
a reality show.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Osborne. I am in the category of serious prose. Oh, I'm a sophomore, by the way. Serious prose is a very sad and emotional category, as the name does suggest. I have been in speech for about 4 years. I'm also a captain on the speech team. This is my first season along with Connor. It's really exciting. And yeah, I really
Amy, yeah, we'll do the certificates and then can I have you maybe come and line up here and then Sarah and Molly and Lauren, do you want to do the certificates? Certificates and Coach Peters, please. Great. Well, before you meander on, congratulations on your phenomenal season. I know we were in a tougher level of competition, and truly, the whole speech team had a phenomenal year. You have great coaches, so I hope you appreciate them. I know you know that. So just thank you again for being great role models and great examples for the other students in the school, and we wish you nothing but the best, and have a great summer. So.
All right, so Elizabeth has agreed to perform her speech for you. It's been a couple weeks since we've practiced, but I'm sure she's got it down still. Do you know where you want her to perform from?
Typically they use center, but are you picking her up there?
The mic won't really pick her up there. It's got to be under there to see under the. We can move the mic, but she's not going to be as good on camera than in the opposite angle.
So where would be the best place for her?
We can just give her
Wherever
this.
she wants, just
Nope.
the angle should be okay there, but it's not going to pick her up as well. It's just usually the podium's there because.
Can you perform with a mic, or do you need your? If you can't, that's fine.
Turn the podium closer to her?
Yeah.
Turn the podium closer to her.
They should pick it up.
Probably give a little warning before we do this. I do get a little loud in my piece, and also does talk about that a child, and that is very sad, and I don't want anyone to get upset by this. How should we start? Maybe with one of those silly games we invented. They meant nothing to anyone else, but everything to us. There was this one time that for half an hour we pretended that a ramp outside of the building was an elevator. You would press your finger to it, right? Beep. And I would say, going down. And you would run down the ramp fast. That was the whole game. It was enough. Anytime my family and I watch a movie or read a story for a child, my dad starts to tear up. If you would ask him why, he'd say that he can't imagine anything worse than losing a near one of his friends. He'd tell you that anytime one of us is losing him, and he gets a late night phone call or a knock at the door, he nearly has a heart attack. That if I have kids of my own, I won't be able to quite understand just how truly afraid parents are of losing a kid. How just the thought makes their stomachs churn. But what is it like after the child is born? Once born last month, by this movie. Greta began speaking the sentences startlingly her. She was obsessed with dogs, and Stacy and I joked that we would get her one when she was old enough to tell us, I want a puppy, in a sentence. When she told us that at 14 months, we laughed and expanded the minimum qualifications. Got it. I was very much like a dog, and I promised to help walk and feed him. We needed more time. It is August, 9 months before the accident. You are 16 months in, and we are going to the playground. The playground is outside, because the shoebarns are outside. The shoes are on the lawn. We are putting on our pants. Oh, let me have it. Alright, you can go. Okay, let me have it. We're on the beach. You are 2 years old. You saw the beach once before when you were 14 months. You did not enjoy it. Today, you are older and you are unafraid. Wearing a polka dot red cardigan over a striped green dress and a bright red hat. The brick fell from the eighth floor in the solar on top of the rest beside the hat. Greta hands him there were 2 chunks of brick. There were paramedics on the scene. Susan was in the back of the second ambulance, Greta in the first, all en route to the hospital. Susan happens up as well in the legs. Susan? Please tell me there's a brick hit Greta. There's a hit her head. There is a post-trail crisis. We do not include it. Here on time and being all the way up the hall. I can feel something through it. Head of paramedic wasted surgery in the hall into the corner room where he was by 12 in the middle of the table with doctors and nurses coming around it and somewhere. Eyes closed, mouth open. I have no memory of the injury on the head. My mind refuses to know it. The trauma team nurses were intake into medical waiting for the CAT scan, which will reveal the depth and severity of her injuries. The CAT scan reveals a bleed in her brain and she is rushed into emergency surgery. The bleed is so severe that no one is dispatched to update their parents on her condition. I repeat clearly and simply these words as carefully and sincerely as possible. Our head coach, lucky, is just set up to do nothing. We know that all of us, we haven't allowed your conscious eyes yet. None of us are burning bricks in garage doors, a conscious killing and burning everything it sees. But we keep abandoned as things. We glance around us, realizing that this is the last we see of the world as we've known it. But sometimes, the world comes down. The unthinkable has happened. Greta, her condition is stable, but the injuries are such that she will never wake up. Everyone keeps telling us that they're in awe of us. I am in awe of your strength. I've grown to hate the sound of those words. A steady drip from a faucet I want to yank shut with a wrench. Even worse than this ever-present concern and attention is the living threat that might disappear. Everything to go back to normal. My friends and coworkers reasonable. Sometimes at lunch hour, I'll walk down to the street. Easier air in the mound. The color, the water. So angry. I look for you everywhere I go. You're talking so much. You were 2 years old when that child would hit you in the head. It hit you in the head, and there was still growing little hairs on it. You were 2 years old. Why would you do this to us? Why would you do this to her? She was 2 years old. Why? Do it. There is no one to talk to. No single person.
Wow. Powerful. Thank you. That was amazing. Can see why you were a state competitor. That was truly phenomenal. Thank you again, and congratulations to Matt for wrestling into our speeches. So great job. And thank you, coaches. Thank you all. Okay, I believe that is it, and we are on to the tour part of our evening.